the 3rd of September 2024. Good evening and welcome to InfoNews at 8 here on Info Online. This is our major news bulletin for the day. My name is Augustine Edem, copy to Saint. In the next few minutes, I'll be serving you stories making headlines on all news platforms in the country. Coming up in tonight's bulletin, a student at the O'Reilly Senior High School has been stabbed to death by his colleague. His family is accusing the school of negligence. Also in the bulletin, after a visit by the Minority Caucus in Parliament, the broken down elevators at the Kolobu Teaching Hospital have been repaired. We bring you updates on that story. Also in politics, the New Patriotic Party's flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has announced plans to enhance the police service's capacity nationwide by providing some 50,000 CCTV cameras. Still in politics, NDC flag bearer John Dramani Mahama has spoken on the DKM microfinance scandal, alleging a campaign smear by the MPP. We've got details of these stories and more from the world of business if you stay with us. Now let's settle for the news in details. A student at the O'Reilly Senior High School has been stabbed by his colleague on Monday, September 2nd, 2024, resulting in the tragic death of an 18-year-old final year student in the General Arts Department. According to eyewitnesses, a fight broke out on the O'Reilly Senior High School campus between the deceased and a fellow student from the Visual Arts Department shortly after they both finished writing an exam. The altercation allegedly stemmed from a dispute over who was wealthier, with the assailant stabbing the deceased 3 times in the chest, according to reports. The deceased cousin reported that she had been warned by the assailant to caution her brother or else his blood will flow. Now, despite reporting the incident to O'Reilly SHS teachers, no action was taken. Tragically, upon her return, the deceased was found covered in blood and was later pronounced dead at the hospital. Meanwhile, the family of the final year student is demanding justice. The aggrieved family Meanwhile, the family of the final year student of O'Reilly Senior High School who was stabbed is demanding justice. The aggrieved family insists that the school has more questions to answer regarding the circumstances under which their son met his untimely death. The aggrieved family, along with other family members clad in red and black attire on Wednesday, picketed at the school premises to express their displeasure. Now, father of the deceased added that neither the school administration, the attacker's family, nor the police has reached out to them regarding the situation. The school community is in shock and investigation into the incident is underway. However, there has not been official statement from O'Reilly Senior High School. Now, fresh news indicates that the assailant has been arrested by the Ghana Police Service, and trust InfoNews to bring you up to date in a subsequent bulletin. From that, let's go to Makola, as fire has destroyed some shops and buildings at the eastern part of the Accra Zongo Lane. Initial reports suggest the fire started in a small shop and quickly spread to nearby stores, filling the sky with thick black smoke. Firefighters responded swiftly and after a prolonged battle managed to douse the flames. However, the Ghana National Fire Service has provided an update on the ongoing fire incident at Accra Zongo Lane, revealing that a portion of the affected structure has collapsed. According to the Ghana National Fire Service, the eastern part of the building gave way amidst the blaze, which has proved challenging to control. The Ghana National Fire Service has noted that no firefighter nor civilian casualties were recorded. According to them, efforts are underway to fully douse the fire. They are also calling on all to join its fire prevention campaign. Let's do health, as on August 26th, the Kolobu Teaching Hospital announced the suspension of elective surgeries and a temporary relocation of emergency cases due to their inability to use lifts at the surgical block. Now, following a visit by the Minority Caucus in Parliament to the premises to investigate why the hospital and the Ministry of Health had not maintained the elevator, the Kolobu Teaching Hospital has announced that repair works have been carried out on the faulty elevators at the surgical department. Just few hours after the visit, the hospital announced on its Facebook page that the lift had been repaired and that surgical services had been restored. In other news tonight, the Asantehene Otumfuo Osei-Tutu II has destituted the Wempehene Nana Opia Mensah II for violating the revered Asante Sacred Oath in Tamkese. The decision was made during a meeting of the Kumasi Traditional Council at the Menchia Palace on September 2nd, 2024. Nana Opia Mensah II, who has reigned for 54 years, was removed from office for attempting to distort historical truths for personal gain and disrespecting the sacred tradition. The chief's traditional slippers were symbolically removed, marking his distument by custom. This follows a report presented to the council on August 15, 2024, revealing that the Eduana clan, to which Nana Opia Mensah belonged, is not the legitimate royal house, but rather the Oyoko clan holds the rightful claim to the throne. Now let's turn our focus to politics, because the New Patriotic Party's flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has announced plans to enhance the police service's capacity to combat crime nationwide by providing some 50,000 CCTV cameras nationwide. Speaking at the commissioning of the Central East Police Headquarters in Kumasi, Dr. Bawumia reviewed plans to install 50,000 CCTV cameras across the country. According to him, this initiative aims at placing cameras on every street to enable comprehensive surveillance and tracking of criminal activities. This, he says, will significantly reduce crime rates in the country. Dr. Bawumia emphasized that this move demonstrates the NPP's commitment to supporting the Ghana Police Service to stay in the camp of the New Patriotic Party, because the party has announced the timeline for the rerun of its parliamentary primary in the Wale Wale constituency in the Northeast region following a recent court ruling. Now, on Monday, September 2nd, the Tamale High Court announced the results of the party's January primary, where Tia Abdul Kabiru Mahama, special advisor to Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia, narrowly defeated the incumbent Member of Parliament, Hajia Zuwaira Abudu. Now, Hajia Abudu has challenged the outcome, citing allegations of electoral irregularities and misconduct involving the NPP, Mahama, and the Electoral Commission. In response to the court's decision, the NPP issued a statement on September 2nd, 2024, outlining the schedule for the rerun. Nominations have opened today and will close on Thursday, September 5, 2024, with the election taking place on Sunday, September 8. Let's turn our focus to the camp of the NDC, as the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has claimed that the DKM microfinance scandal was part of a smear campaign orchestrated by the New Patriotic Party and its members. During his visit to the Bono region, where the defunct DKM had branches, Mr. Mahama alleged that the owner of the microfinance company is a supporter of the NPP and has backed the vice president's campaign. He provided public photos of the two together and referenced comments from former Interior Minister Ambrose Derry as evidence. The DKM microfinance scandal caused significant financial loss for thousands of customers, with millions of cedis disappearing after the company's owners engaged in unauthorized investments. Mr. Mahama alleged that the embezzled funds are being used to finance Bawumia's campaigns. Let's do some business updates. In business tonight, Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Edem has expressed his optimism about the outlook for the country's economic future. At the monthly press briefing on the economy for the month of August, the Finance Minister emphasized that the government remained committed to sustainable economic development through prudent fiscal management, structural reforms, and social protection initiatives. These projections, he noted, were based on the government's continued efforts to implement sound economic policies and initiatives aimed at fostering sustainable development. The Finance Minister highlighted the government's achievement in maintaining macroeconomic stability despite challenging global and domestic conditions. According to him, Ghana's economy expanded by 4.7% in the first quarter of 2024, up from 3.1% in the same period in 2023, indicating resilience and a steady recovery path. Dr. Edem acknowledged that while there is optimism about Ghana's economic trajectory, there are risks to be managed, particularly concerning the dry weather conditions affecting the agricultural production in parts of the country. And that's how we draw the curtains on tonight's broadcast. We are most grateful for your company. For more news and updates, remember to visit our social media pages on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and on X. My name is Augustine Edem. Kobe to Saint. Have a good evening.